Hello and welcome. Today we're going to talk about what alignment feels like. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about what it doesn't feel like. People often ask me what alignment feels like. It's not perfection. In fact, it's more of a spiraling forward motion as you revisit what needs to be healed, drop what isn't working, and integrate what will enhance your current expansion. It's definitely not having all the answers because we live on this earth in physical bodies where it's impossible to ever have all the answers to every question during your journey. I need to give you a warning that the following could be a bit disturbing because of how life unfolded after leaving my first marriage, engrossed it in inconceivable manipulation, gaslighting, and abuse. I was pretty naive and I knew this person for 6 years, but no clue it was going to unfold that way. I also want to provide hope that getting back to alignment is possible after dire situations. One important thing to remember is that this type of interaction may also have been part of your life at some point, but getting into your spirit alignment helps your wounds become scars that are only a fact of the past. A scar cannot squelch you like a wound does. And the purpose of revisiting the situation is not to blame or make excuses, but to understand and integrate it into your present and future expansion. I was so naive in my earlier decades, believing that people were basically good, wanting good for everyone. Oh, I still do, but there's a little bit of wisdom that goes with it now. Well, probably a lot. I couldn't fathom the depths of depravity and immorality possible in ordinary humans. I still believe in goodness and decency, that we each have a choice to create ripples of goodness or not. However, now I no longer take on the heaviness of their consequences in my mind, um, and mind my own business of responsibility. After my first marriage ended, it was only a matter of time before a new kind of chaos began. It took me a while longer to become aware of my ex covertly connecting with people in my life and manipulating them as well. There was evidence that everything was going well for me and my first three children. My job was secure, my social circle grew to a comfortable level, and my family was more than somewhat supportive of me as a working single mother and my children. My sister and brother-in-law had even moved in with me so we could all navigate this together. Before long, and what I didn't learn for a very long time, my ex was feeding lies about me to everyone, anyone who can he can find that was connected to me and our children. There were subtle injections of insidious attacks on my character that would neither be proved or disproved. Since no one talked about what they were being told, neither family or friend nor friends gave any inclination of what was happening, but began treating me differently. It seemed that they secretly held me accountable for deception that was out of my control. During one span of several months, anyone who got too close to me was threatened in some way. Apparently, the trigger person was so involved with following me and then connecting with people that he was able to threaten even a few men that I dated until they didn't want to deal with him and broke up with me. I didn't know this for a long, long time. So, of course, I continued owning the the chaos. I worked full time and would start a side business from time to time, but this man was an expert at finding the key people to covertly bring me down. Amazing. And it reminds me of the quote from a Harvard professor, Srini Pillay, who said, people don't succeed because they become experts in their misery rather than in their success. And it is a choice. What do you want to be an expert in? Well, this man had chosen the people that he was talking to, who he used, had no idea what was happening either, since he was an expert deceiver. This was apparently his full-time job. He didn't support his children, but had time and resources to disrupt my life and theirs. I did my best to protect our children, but was inadequate in spinning all the plates all the time and couldn't keep all the bases covered. Half the time, I didn't even know what those might have been. I cannot tell you how many restraining orders I had because I don't remember, one after another. In reality, a piece of paper does not stop anyone from doing anything. Needless to say, I spent years in heightened nervous system response. Decades of cortisol reaction consistently added to my survival response that the only thing that could get me through each day was becoming numb to everything and everyone around me. This was my survival structure that worked until it didn't. I was completely out of alignment with what my spirit knew to be true. Sorry, just checking the time. Eventually, that chapter ended, resulting in exhausting toxic fallout that took much longer to clean up. This long story is meant to show that each of us has something that challenges the very core of existence, keeping us from moving into expansion. You never know what people have been through or are going through. So that negates the whole need to compare or compete because our paths are so completely different. And you can look at a person and think something so completely different than what they've actually been through. However, it's also where one learns the darker parts of life that you absolutely do not want to continue. Knowing what you don't want is helpful to see more clearly what you do want, what you want your life to look like. It may act like something that could squelch your dreams of alignment and a better future, but you can choose it as your impetus to say no to what no longer works and allows your life to unfold in the most extraordinary ways. Anything is possible. Of course, any of the bad stuff is possible, and we can all be those people if we choose. But that's not in alignment with who we are meant to be. So, what does alignment feel like? It feels like peace, like no longer betraying yourself to make sure others are comfortable. It feels like choosing truth over performance, over being productive. It feels like trusting your path, even before you understand it. And once you've experienced it, you never want to go back. I appreciate you listening and subscribing. I love you all and would love to hear how this message connects for you. Until next time, live excellently, give generously, and love lavishly. Ciao. Mwah.